Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome to Daytona, as this is Season 3 of the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, and we are here for Round 1. Chris Bouchard out in the field defending his crown here tonight as we get the first race underway under the lights here in Florida. Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth with you as always, joined by my broadcast partner and my brother from another mother, Mr. Tony Trapasso. Tony, Season 3 is underway and I couldn't be more excited for this one.
Very much so, Sam, especially after the season-ending battle that we saw last, 3 weeks ago now, when Chris Bouchard just basically stole one. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, great driving all around by everybody, but Chris Bouchard came out at the top of the heap, looking to defend his title. You know, talked to him earlier. He's real excited about tonight, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, and Daytona, the traditional opener to every season in Pasky so far. No duels this time round. It's just straight up racing, 100 laps here at the 2.5 mile oval under the lights, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in this one, Tony.
Well, there's a lot of new faces combined with the usual suspects that we've seen, for the last season or so, and I'm real excited to see how this shakes out.
Absolutely, we've got new faces, new paint schemes, and new competition. And let's not forget, this is not the first series we're going to be showing here this week. This coming Friday, we will have the Pasky's Grand National Series, which will be also kicking off at Daytona. And that'll be one to look forward to as well. But anyway, let's get into it. This is the new season, and in traditional fashion, we are going to speak to our reigning and defending champion, Mr. Chris Bouchard. I'm going to try and grab him in the chat here, as see if I can find him. He's there.
Not in here.
He's in the. I got him. As we've got Chris Bouchard joining us in the booth now, the reigning and defending champion, Chris. Defending your championship here tonight. Your first race since winning the championship. How are you feeling going into this one? Chris Bouchard.
May have stepped away to use a little driver's room.
Maybe. Well, we'll catch up with him later anyway. But yeah, definitely going to be an exciting race here tonight, Tony. Ronnie Osmond winning last time we were here, and definitely going to be looking forward to getting a different winner here tonight, especially after every time we've come to Daytona, Ronnie's stunk up the show.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think about it this way: is he's one of the drivers that has the most real-world experience here as well. So, he's got that to his advantage. Couple names I'm looking forward to see how this shakes out tonight. Lonnie Barrington joining the crew, as well as Michael Warren and Tanner Koster, new name to this particular league, but we've seen Tanner, or not Tanner. Help me out.
Well, Lonnie Barrington and Michael Warren have raced in this series before. The new names we have in this series.
Jordan Berry.
Oh, Jordan Barry's been in it before as well. We've got mostly the new name, the normal names. Gavin Martin is a new one. I think he's the only new one. We do have drivers returning to the series. John Napier being the most prevalent one.
Very much so, and tonight's race being dedicated to the memory of John's father, who unfortunately we lost very recently, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, and you will have seen the tribute video we did play at the top of the show. That is out of respect and as a tribute to Thaddeus Napier, who sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. Tonight's race is also being brought to you by none other than Slam Cake Vapes, the main sponsor of tonight's race, and so if you want any vaping peripherals for yourself, then go to Slam Cake Vapes. You can find them on their website. I'm guessing slamcakevapes.com.
I believe so. We haven't received all the information on that one, but But I would dare say that they would have a Facebook page and a website that you can definitely get their products on.
Absolutely. Well, let's go straight into it, shall we? Let's go straight to the man that just missed out last season. That's Mr. Tanner Costa, if I can goddamn find him. There he is, just making his way out of pit road now. And look at that paint scheme he's got on tonight, Tony. Still sticking with the Jeff Gordon tribute paint schemes as he's rocking the Rainbow Warrior tonight.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last paint scheme on a Cup car anyways that Jeff ran. So good to see that back out on track.
Yep, and I painted that for him last night, by the way.
Well then.
He asked for a paint scheme and I delivered, so... Anyway, qualifying is underway and Tanner Costa has just made his way out on track. We will have times rocking in very soon and very quickly, so pay attention to the timing screen on the right hand side of your screen. That's where the times will start popping up as they come in. And I'm going to be very interested to see who can grab the pole here tonight, because the times are going to be so close around this track.
Well, the other thing you got to keep in mind is when they set the session up, somebody oopsed, and it's one lap.
So one and done for everybody tonight.
One and done for the entire field. So get what you can get and hope you got enough.
As Parker Alexander goes straight to the top of the timing and scoring, followed by Ray Black Jr., Butch Frazier, Hoop Baker jumping up to 4th place and is quickly displaced by Lonnie Barrington. Mark Walker making his debut tonight, I just noticed as well. The man who stole one last night.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say that, but yeah, he definitely did steal one tonight. Or last night.
Yeah. So Parker Alexander still holding on to that top spot there as qualifying still rumbles on, and we're still watching Tanner Costa actually as he is about to put his lap time in, and let's see what that puts him. Only P10, so the man that finished second in the season last season, only struggling to get just to get into the top 10. Let's focus in on
John Napier in the Slam Cakes number 99 goes 11th quick so far.
That's a great time for John Napier. Doesn't look like he's got any ring rust whatsoever on him. As we're going to go straight to our reigning and defending champion, Mr. Chris Bouchard, is out on track right now in the Schwartz Diesels, number 28. And is he going to pick up where he left off at Kentucky here, Tony?
Probably a safe bet, because Chris is usually strong at the plate tracks too.
Yep.
Only thing is he still on his out lap?
Yeah, just started his fast lap now. And he doesn't look like he's going very fast as Jeffrey Meyer goes up to 2nd place. Great time for him. And yeah, we've still got a few people that haven't taken time yet. Nate Siefka, Chad Witt, Tyler Vickery, Michael Warren, Bradley Allison, Hunter King, Vickery, Allison and King all out on track right now. John Jenkins, Gavin Martin, Dylan Moskowitz, Greg Napier, who's also making his return to the series. He's not taking time yet, as we are getting them rolling in now. But we're still focused on the reigning champion, Mr. Chris Bouchard, and see if he can get anywhere near Parker Alexander.
Take a look at the times between Devin Doss and Kyle Gilbert.
Yeah, there's nothing between them at all. 0.000. As Bouchard can only manage 10th place on his qualifying lap, that is he's not going to be happy with that.
Far from it, but we do know that Bouchard is definitely a stronger racer than he is qualifier.
Yeah, Joe Morganti just finishing his qualifying lap. It is only good enough for P21.
Which, don't let the times fool you, folks. If you take a look at the top 16 are separated by a 10th.
Yeah. It's that close. There's no... The top 16 are separated by a 10th. Top 16. That is just unbelievable. And we said at the top of the show that this was going to be a close race. And qualifying's already proven that right now. As still waiting, we've got Greg Napier out on track right now, it seems. And we do. As he stopped again on track. So interesting.
We did.
No, Steve is sitting on pit road right now. Not sure what is going on with that man. He's just sitting there revving his engine, so not sure what's going on with just over 4 minutes left in qualifying. And when we get down to the 2-minute mark, I am going to play the tribute video again. We usually play the national anthem, but I do want to show everybody the reason why we are dedicating this man to this race to such a special man here tonight, Tony.
Very much so. You know, and it's one of the things that John and I used to talk about. Is okay. Apparently, I'm looking right now at Greg Napier. Nobody explained to Greg that you can't get up on the track until the back straightaway.
Oh, okay. He needs to pass the yellow, the blue cones before he gets out on pit road. To be fair, he's not been on iRacing for a very long time, so I'm guessing he might have missed that memo.
Yeah, so he's just gotten 2 black flags, and I'm thinking might not let him take a flyer. But one of the things that John and I had talked about, and there was a lot of parallels that I was able to draw talking with John, that, you know, stuff that my father did with me, John's father did with him, you know, as far as mentoring, not just mentoring in you know, the automotive world, but mentoring of how to be a good person. And above all else, you know, that's the one thing that I took away from being able to talk to John, you know, about the time that he was able to spend with his father. You know, just a stand-up guy, plain and simple.
Yep, and with that, we are going to go straight to that tribute video here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a moment of silence as we pay tribute to the one and only Mr. Thaddeus Napier. As that was the tribute there, dedicated to Thaddeus Fats Napier. Rest in peace and Godspeed, sir. As we dedicate this race to you, and speaking of which, we are going to go to the race. And let's bring up the qualifying grid, shall we, Tony? I know that was a bit emotional, but we've got to get down to business here. Let's go to the grid for tonight's race, and starting up on the pole is Parker Alexander. He'll be joined on the front row by one Mr. Jeffrey Meyer, coming straight out of the Midwest. On row 2 will be Devin Doss and Kyle Gilbert. Row 3 will be Nate Siefka and Ray Black Jr. Row 4 will be Brandon Stokes and Hunter King coming out of New York. And Row 5 will be Butch Frazier and Ohio's own Kevin Paskowicz.
Pennsylvania Posse member Bob Lacavara is going to be joined with defending series champion Chris Bouchard in row number 6. Row 7 is going to see Johnny Antonucci and Tyler Vickery. Robert Dudley and Tanner Coster are going to roll off in row 8. John Napier and Brad Allison going to make up row number 9. Row 10 is going to see Lonnie Barrington and Matt Burkhart. Row 11 is going to be Matt Terrell and the Chi-Town hustler himself, Mr. Joe Morganti. Boot Baker and Mark Walker make up row number 12. 13 is going to go to Francois Pelletier and Jordan Berry. Row 14 is going to see excuse me, Sean Weaver and the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker. David Berger and James McDavid make up row 15. And row 16, what the hell is going on here?
Row 16 is showing John Jenkins and Dylan Moskowitz. And row 17 is going to be showing Michael Warren and Chad Witt. And starting shotgun on the field will be Gavin Martin and Gregory Napier, making up 37 drivers on the grid here tonight, Tony.
We left out Jeff Hollingsworth.
Oh, Jeff Hollingsworth. He's going to be starting shotgun on the field, so he'll be in 38th then.
Still trying to log in. Looks like he's going to need to take a pit start as the field's already starting to roll.
Absolutely.
But Hollingsworth is the name that I was looking for earlier and did not see it. So Jeff looking to make his debut with the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series.
Absolutely, as they are rolling now. Parker Alexander gonna bring them to the green there, and the man in the 39. And I did mention it at the start of the broadcast, some shiny new paint schemes out there tonight. And a lot of them barely unrecognisable. I mean, last season we saw Bob Lacavara in a black car. This season we're seeing him in a blue car. So lots of new paint schemes out there, and I'm really liking the ones I've seen so far.
Yeah, very much so. And there's a lot of new faces, a lot of new paint schemes. So bear with us, folks, as it may take us a race or two to get used to some of these schemes. Another new scheme is going to be on Nate Siefker's Deuce. You know, we saw him in some different colors last season. Another one is the Top Flight Computers 227 of Kyle Gilbert.
Yeah. He was the first man to release his new paint scheme straight after Kentucky. As the guys make their way through turns 3 and 4. Before we get this underway, 100 laps the scheduled distance, 38 drivers, the amount of that are on track. Well, 37 so far, but we're still waiting on 38. As they come to the line, Tony, it's time for you to make that good old announcement.
Pace car's getting ready to make that hard left turn. The only thing that's left to say is, Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in Daytona.
Yeah, and season 3 is officially underway. Parker Alexander wasting no time and getting them underway. Lap 1 of season 3 is underway here, and everybody watching them, minding their P's and Q's early on here, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody trying to get it feeling it out right now, and not really wanting to be that guy. And for those of you who don't understand what I mean when I say that, it's one of those deals. It's one of those deals where you know you shouldn't be doing it, but you do it anyways just to see what'll happen, and usually takes out half the field when you do it.
Yep, there's everybody 2 by 2 right now, not really going down to that bottom line to stay single file. Just everybody just trying to get a feel for how the race runs. Jeffrey Meyer doing ever so good to stay on the outside of Parker Alexander right now. And Parker Alexander usually dominates on these ovals, but Daytona is very much an equalizer, as anyone can win it around here.
Well, the thing you got to be careful of is, you know, he's not getting any real push right now from the 97 of Devin Doss, whereas Kyle Gilbert is shoving the daylights out of Jeff Meyer right now.
Yeah, Meyer did have a nose out in front there, and he has got the bonus point for leading a lap here. And he's still got a nose out in front. It looks like Kyle Gilbert always trying to make a third lane there, or he was just trying to get his truck cooled down a bit. So
probably trying to get that truck cooled down, because he's been up under the back bumper of Meyer for 2 full laps now. And with the tape that they've got on this truck tonight, You're looking. It's going to overheat quick, so look for the little poofs of white smoke to start happening relatively soon here if these guys don't start shaking things up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like Jeff Hollingsworth did not make it into the session here, Tony, so he's going to have to set this one out. As Devin Doss going to fall to the back here. Probably not a bad idea at this point.
You're not wrong.
I'm going to focus in on Mr. Joe Morganti making his return to the series here in the 53. Low budget TV number 53, as I just mentioned, as he's riding behind Bradley Allison. Tanner Costa just in front of them, the man that finished second last season in the overall standings. He's mired back in the mid-pack right now, P19 right now, and not a position where he wants to be, and I'm pretty sure Chris Bouchard is not going to be where he wants to be, although he's managed to make up quite a significant ground already. He's already up to P8 now, Tony.
He is. Bear with me here.
Everybody's still minding their P's and Q's, doing ever so well to keep it going. Let's take a look at one of our newbies here. That's Gavin Martin there in the 48. Just riding behind Michael Warren right now.
Sam?
Yeah?
I just realized what's on Kyle Gilbert's truck. We've lost Stan Lee.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it at the top of the show, sorry. Yeah, we lost Stan Lee, we lost Mike Pearson as well. Today, so...
Great.
Yeah, we've had a lot of big deaths, and the guy that voiced HAL 1000 in 2001 Space Odyssey died as well today. So it's been a pretty terrible day for people, unfortunately, passing away.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Mike Pearson was until today, if I'm completely honest. I know he's a famous stock car driver, but I didn't know any more than that, if I'm honest. But anyway, let's go back to one Mr. John Napier, who is 5 laps down for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. Anybody know what's happened to John Napier?
Not Mike Pearson, David Pearson, the Silver Fox.
That's the one. Yeah, sorry. Told you I didn't know who he was.
Made some just epic battles between he and Richard Petty back in the 70s.
Yeah, as I'm just cycling through the field trying to figure out what has happened to John Napier. He's now 6 laps down, and he's not even on the track, so big problems there for Napier Senior, as Jeffrey Meyer and Parker Alexander still slugging it out at the top. Alexander now being pushed by one Mr. Nate Siefka after Devin Doss fell back a bit.
I'm thinking connection issues.
Yeah, because Greg Napier's a lap down now as well. Back to Dylan Moskowitz, who's sitting back there in the second pack there. We've got 2 separate packs formed here, Tony. And that's going to be pretty significant as the race goes along here, especially if it stays green.
Very much so. It's going to, come down to who can pit with whom and, who can hit their marks perfect. Because if this stays green, which, come on, it's Daytona. I doubt we're going to see 100 laps of green flag racing. We're bound to see the big one soon here.
And with 35 trucks on the track now, it's bound to happen. As we've lost Kyle Gilbert as well, have we? No, we haven't. Sorry, ATVO is playing me up again. We're going to take a look at Sean Weaver, who's also running a new paint scheme here tonight. A lot of drivers running new paint schemes, and I I'm enjoying seeing all these new paint schemes cropping up this season. Not sure.
A lot of sharp paint schemes.
Yeah.
Very, very sharp. But, yeah, we're, you know, oh, there he is. Napier's out on track and not up to speed. And still having connection issues. That almost ended poorly.
Yeah, as Gregory Napier is out on track, it's just ATVO's not picking him up.
Well, John almost just swatted the leaders.
Yeah, don't let... Wow, both of our heads have been affected tonight by all the sadness. I can't focus as I'm focusing in on Tyler Vickery. Made the mad dash from Full Sail University back home in Orlando to be here. Although Full Sail University is in Orlando, so I'm not sure how. Oh no.
Well, from one side of town to the other.
Pretty much. As I don't know if it's me, but the front pack are getting very chippy right now.
Very much so, and I'm thinking a lot of that has to do with, you know, the guys that are not into clean air want to get into clean air so they can cool those trucks off.
Yeah, as we do have a change for the lead here. Kyle Gilbert now at the point. And he's got Brandon Stokes to his outside now, so we've had a complete change at the front here. Parker Alexander's fallen all the way back to P5 as the changing of the guard has already happened without us even knowing it, Tony.
I went back to see if I could see any damage on John Napier's truck, and I didn't see any until he pounded the apron and whacked the splitter.
Yeah, he's back in pit road again. He's been in the pit road for over a minute now.
So, but getting back at it, 28 trucks still on the lead lap, I think.
Yeah, ATVO is not playing nicely tonight. We've still got...
Make that 33.
Yeah, as we've lost Johnny Antonucci for some weird reason. He's back out on track now. But he's so far behind the packs, it's unreal. So we've got 34 trucks running.
Yeah, the servers are not playing nice tonight as...
Napier's back out again.
I'm looking at a lot of people with 3-digit pings.
Yeah. One man that's running all by himself right now, splitting the two packs, is Mr. Robert Dudley. He is going to be caught by that second pack very quickly, very soon. And unfortunately, because he's the man in the middle between two packs, he's going to be swamped up very, very quickly.
And I don't even see Robert Dudley. Where is he?
Hitting P13. As there they go. There goes the second pack.
I had him scored at 4th at one point. What the hell's going on, ATVO?
ATVO doesn't like big fields. We know this.
And new paint scheme tonight for Mike Whitaker, I'm seeing.
Let's see if I can find him. He's not running the tie-dye scheme. What's going on?
In honor of Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah. That'll explain it.
422nd Airborne.
And this is what I mean with the sharp new paint schemes. We're seeing a lot of them here tonight, and it's really refreshing to see a brand new season, brand new start, and a brand new looking car, or truck in this case, for everyone out there. The only person that's running the same paint scheme as last season is probably Bradley Allison, and maybe Dylan Moskowitz is running the same paint scheme as well.
But new number tonight.
Yeah. Well, only for this week anyway.
Only for tonight.
Yeah. He wasn't happy with that.
No, he was not a happy camper. So it's changed back. So when we come back here Friday for the Grand National Series, the Whataburger car will be back to the number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Just focusing on our reigning champion, Chris Bouchard. Still slowly marching his way through the pack. He is now up to P7 now. Dicing it out with Mark Walker, who's making his debut here tonight. Very impressive debut so far for the man in the 21.
So far, so good.
Yeah. As I believe it was Brandon Stokes that had the 21 last season, right?
Yes.
I wonder if Mark Walker's had a number set, because I don't remember KP or anybody changing Brandon Stokes' number.
That makes me. I believe yeah. I can talk tonight, really, folks. I can. I promise.
Don't blame me for your mind being a bit rattled tonight. It's been a pretty emotional one so far. Sitting back in P10, Mr. Nate Seifka. Still running up there with the lead pack. Not doing too badly for himself. He took him a while to get over that race when he was moved for lack of a better term by Tanner Costa at Kentucky. But he's back here tonight, and he's hoping to redeem all the bad stuff that happened to him in the season 2 finale.
Yeah, very much so. As Brandon Stokes with the nose out front as they haul it off into the corner.
And
So,
Jeffrey Meyer's still right there. Hunter King is right there as well. Remember, Hunter King is a man that is no stranger to victory lane. He did get that surprise win in season 2. Don't ask me which track it was. I believe it was Kansas. I could be wrong.
and we've seen Hunter win time and time again in, other series that we broadcast as well.
Yeah.
And we know that he and Kyle Gilbert are teammates over in the Major League East series. So, with the fact that those two are hooked up right now on that outside line, bodes well for them, but not for the rest of the field. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, as the lead pack of very quickly coming up to the back of Johnny Antonucci. Johnny Antonucci drops straight to the apron to get out of the way, and rightly so. Look at that angry pack of dogs that's just gone flying by him as Johnny Antonucci actually takes to the grass to avoid them.
Can't say I blame him on that one. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is nobody wants to be that guy.
Yeah, just looking at the pack here, Johnny Antonucci is 2 laps down, Gregory Napier 1 lap down. The last person on the lead lap is Mr. Chad Witt, who's also running a new paint scheme here tonight. Currently sitting in P33, running behind Devin Doss, who's fallen from second place, or third place, all the way back to P25 now. No, P32, sorry.
Actually, I'm showing Greg Napier as the last truck on the lead lap. No, he just got passed by the lead lap. What the hell's going on? There it goes.
Yeah, that was a lap down.
Thanks, ATBO, you suck.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the front, Brandon Stokes still has the nose out in front there. He's led 4 laps now, compared to Kyle Gilbert leading just a couple more. Oh, there it is! Kyle Gilbert's around, and there is our first caution. And there is our first big one here tonight, Tony.
Wow.
Take a look at that. Let's see what happened. Let's take a look at it on a chase cam, actually. No. Oh, wow. Gilbert went on a ride then.
What the hell is going on here?
I have no idea.
Okay, here we go.
Let me find a decent camera.
I wanted to stop in real quick and say good evening, gentlemen.
Netcode Gilbert disappeared for a while.
Good evening, John. How are you? How was your? I know you've been having problems out on track right now. What is everything okay in the truck?
Nope, I've put it behind the wall. I'm having some hardware issues. Everybody was bouncing all over the place.
Well, that's exactly what just brought out the big one here. Is Kyle Gilbert disappeared for most of the back straightaway and reappeared half inside of the number 6 truck, and blap, snap, see it by as Chris Bouchard just catches a race truck to the face.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the replay wouldn't show that because ATVO is a dick. So, yeah, just robbed us of a nice replay there, but thanks for describing what happened there, Tony. That's kind of made up for it a bit.
What do you expect? I'm used to doing radio broadcasts.
I've got a face for radio, so, you know.
So do I.
But I am done for the night, so I'm going to go check out your guys' broadcast.
Well, John, you're welcome to stay with us here if you want.
I'll give it a shot. Even trying to watch, everybody's blinking all over the place. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Bad server tonight. Very bad server. As we're having the same problems up here in the booth. While they are taking a pit side, Tony, what do you say we take a quick break, shall we?
I think that's probably the best course of action right now.
Okay, let's. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with more Pasky's action live from Daytona. Do not go anywhere.
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
slide left of the racetrack. Chris Bouchard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the upset the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
you join us back here at Daytona. We're about to get them going once again. We do apologise for the server issues. This is not a BOFA problem this time. This is an actual iRacing problem. So get your hate mail coming to iRacing.com. They're up in Boston somewhere. I don't care.
Aren't they in Maine?
Somewhere up there.
No, they're in Massachusetts.
Anyway, here they come out of turn 4, about to cross the line, waiting for that pace car to make the hard left turn. There he goes. Brandon Stokes opting for the outside line this time round as they come towards the line. And away we go. We're back under green again. Let's see how this one pans out, as everybody was pretty much minding their P's and Q's up until that last caution, Tony, and hopefully it'll be more or less the same again here now.
Well, we're still not quite to halfway, so we're right now at the quarter mark, working lap 25 of 100. So, yeah, expect to see what the hell is going on with Parker Alexander.
He's opting to go to the back.
No, I think he may have gotten popped for jumping the start.
Oh, dear. So, Parker Alexander, big issues there for the man in the 39. Needs to keep it down there if he's going to fall to the back, because he's not going to fall to the back. He's actually going to bring a pit side for a penalty. Yes, he is.
Yep, he has to.
No, he's not. He's actually genuinely falling to the back. No penalty. He's just opted to fall to the back.
I'm in T-Sleep with Parker. His throttle went out.
Oh. That'll do it. And look who's fighting for the lead right now. That's Lonnie Barrington in the 23 on the high side.
Yeah, and Joe Morganti's right behind him as well.
Absolutely. Haven't seen Lonnie in forever and haven't seen Joe in forever. And those two guys working together right now, hopefully able to make some headway on that high line.
Well, we did hear what Joe said last night in the BOFA Indy Classic Series broadcast. He's coming for that trophy tonight, and he's already making a good name for himself here tonight.
I believe the phrase was, "Pry it from my cold, dead hands."
To which I responded, it can easily be arranged. Anyway, Lonnie Barrington has a nose out in front. He actually did get the bonus point for leading that lap. And rocking the Big Red scheme tonight, because if you don't eat Big Red, then F you. Because I can't say...
That escalated quickly.
Well, that's how the slogan goes, isn't it?
What?
I do have some bad news. During the off-season, Silverfix went out of business.
Oh, no.
You're kidding.
Oh, today's been full of bad news.
Well, they are regrouping, and they're going to go mobile. They're going to put it on a truck.
Okay, well, tell them to bring their asses up to Syracuse then.
So they've officially become a Phoenix company now. Like, so when a company goes back to business, goes out of business, then comes back, they're officially known as a Phoenix business, whereas, you know, what a Phoenix does, it dies and then rises out.
Yeah.
As Butch Frazier gonna put his name in the hat to go to the front now, as he's working to the inside of Brandon Stokes now. And who's that right behind him? That's Mr. John Jenkins, rocking the number 25. Rocking a blue car this time round. We're not used to seeing him in a blue car, but then again, we're not used to seeing Tanner Costa. Sorry.
That is one of my paint schemes he's rocking.
Ah. And Tanner Costa's running one of my paint schemes. Which I'm very proud of, because I did that paint scheme from scratch. Rainbow Warrior. But Butch Frazier getting the nose out in front, and he now leads this piece. He gets a bonus point for leading lap. I'm going to say we're going to have a lot of bonus points here by the end of this night here, Tony, from this many people leading laps.
Probably not wrong. But, you know, like you said, everybody minding their P's and Q's, but that outside lane's going to need some help.
Yeah, as
what is this, Mike Whitaker's not in a tie-dye truck?
It's a Veterans Day scheme, so he's still paying tribute to the veterans.
Okay.
Meanwhile, yeah, Lonnie Barrington and Joe Morganti falling backwards, but they do have Robert Dudley and Martin Walker coming up very quickly behind them. They are being trailed by Kyle Gilbert. Well, they're being followed by Kyle Gilbert and Tyler Vickery. So interesting there to see at the front there as everybody getting a bit chippy on that bottom line though. They need to be careful there.
Well, they're flirting with disaster with that yellow line. Is you know, you dip too and you're going to basically kill everybody.
Including the man in the flag stand.
Yeah.
A couple people in the stands.
I was going to say, probably about 3 rows up. You know, the second tier, third row is probably going to eat a tire or two.
Oh, I just got horrible memories of Jeff Bodine.
I was just getting ready to bring that up, Sam.
Bad memories of Jeff Bodine's crash.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Bodine did it.
Kenny Brack.
Kenny Brack did it. Bobby Ellison did it.
Austin Dillon did it.
Austin Dillon was the most recent to do it. Richard Petty did it twice.
Okay, Richard Petty turned more laps on his lid than he did on 4 tires, so it really, you know.
And he still won more championships than anybody. Well, no. Well, of the classic era, not of the modern era. Jimmy Johnson holds that title for the modern era.
Well, I mean, if you really want to get technical, there's only one person that actually has 7 Winston Cups.
Which is?
Dale Sr.
Yeah.
Because when Richard Petty won his first handful of championships, it was the NASCAR Grand National Series Championship.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Winston Cup or his first couple. And
you know what track they need to bring back, gentlemen?
You want the short list?
Great dirt track.
I was going to say, you want the short list?
The Bowman Gray dirt track.
Bowman Gray.
Bowman Gray's one of the tracks. Yeah, Bowman Gray's one of the tracks that iRacing really needs to look at. Another one I would love to see would be North Wilkesboro.
There's one I'd love to see iRacing run at. I can't remember the name of it. I ran it in NASCAR Heat 3 the other day, and it's this high bank dirt track, and it's so much fun.
Black Rock?
It might be. It's in the desert somewhere.
Then no, it's not Black Rock. That's in upstate New York.
That reminds me, I need to buy NASCAR Heat 3 after this broadcast.
It's fun, Sam.
Uh-huh.
There is nothing. They have a dirt version of Bristol. It's just amazing.
Well, yeah, because they clayed Bristol for 2 years for the World of Outlaws.
Meanwhile, back to the race. Butch Frazier still getting that nose out in front and still leading those laps here. Very important, and it's not very often we see Butch Frazier at the front here. Same for Lonnie Barrington. So we're seeing some drivers really step up their game so far. I know this is the first race, but a lot of drivers stepping up their game already this season.
The one thing that I'm waiting to see is who's going to be the first one to have the little puff of white smoke come out the back of the truck. With as close as these guys are running, temperatures have got to be screaming in some of these rigs.
Well, if you watch Morganti, every time Morganti comes to the tri-oval, he pokes his nose out.
Yeah, that's him. He's getting air to the engine. That's what he's doing there. When he pokes his nose out to the high line, that's what he's doing to try and cool the engine down. He just did it right there. You saw it on his screen. Just coming out of turn 2.
You know, I know we're supposed to say that bias here, but, you know, Morganti's a good friend. Morganti's my old roommate, or my old teammate. My root's going there.
Well, I mean, it's hard to bet against a guy that, you know, kind of threw the gauntlet down last night and said that they're going to have to pry the trophy from his cold, dead hands. And so far, he's in striking position because we have definitely not seen the money stop. And we're probably closing in. I dare say we're only about a handful of laps away from green flag pit.
Yeah, we're on lap 36 now, about to go over to lap 37 at the line. Lonnie Barrington getting another run on that outside line, being pushed by Joe Morganti there. He could get a nose out in front when we go to the end of this lap, and no, Butch Frazier getting an even better. But
sit and wait for his opportunity.
And just receiving word now that the 37 is blinking back.
sure where Flemington Speedway is.
Kind of difficult to do that when the start-finish line of Flemington is the hinge for the dock plate at the Walmart.
Yeah, and to the 25 people watching right now, good to see you watching the show, enjoying the show. Just get your name down in the chat and just join in the fun, guys. We are watching the live chat. Adam Baker, good to see you in the chat. Matthew Stokes supporting Brandon Stokes, I assume. Brett Osborne, you're in the chat. We've got Papi Chulo. Shout out to John Napier, good luck. Unfortunately, he's out of the racing in the booth with us, so unfortunate circumstances there, but I believe Greg's still in the race somewhere, isn't he?
Yeah, he's sitting towards the back.
Good call at this part of the race. I believe he got the wave around last time around as well. Let's go to Napier Jr. Let's see if we can find him. He's currently sitting P19 right now. Mine in the middle of the pack.
Jordan Barry just had a throughput.
Oh, Jordan Barry. Arguably one of the favourites to actually do well in a race like this tonight, as it looks like Chris Bouchard opted to fall to the back, as is Greg Napier. Greg Napier is actually going down to the apron completely. I think he's bringing the pit side. Either that or Greg Napier's got problems because he's dropped down to the apron extremely early here. And Ronnie Osborne's in the live chat as well. Shout out to you, sir. He said, oh man, no shout out for the Season 1 champ.
We talked about you earlier.
Yeah.
Nothing good, but we talked about you earlier.
Yeah, stop being such an attention whore.
Too many words.
Yeah.
Anyways. Butch Frazier continues to have that nose out front. Ton of help from Brandon Stokes. You gotta wonder how much longer these guys can go without twiffing an engine.
Well, I'm wondering if Greg Napier's playing the strategy game here, because he dropped down to pit road extremely early, and he's trying to maybe get a jump on these guys who are actually staying out longer and burning up the fuel a lot faster. We see Greg Napier just coming out of pit road there, about to go lap down. So Greg Napier back out on track with fresh tyres and fuel. Let's see how he can manage that as the rest of the guys stay out and continue their run. As Butch Frazier still leads this piece. Brandon Stokes in second. Actually got a nose out in front of Lonnie Barrington now, who's still stuck on that high line. Not getting the help he needs to make his way to the front here, Tony.
Well, you're going to need more than just Joe Morganti pushing you if you're really going to make something happen on that high line. You know, Joe can only do so much, and he's doing everything he can right now.
Yeah, as now there's the push for Lonnie Barrington, as Lonnie Barrington is actually going to make a challenge for the front here. Not going to make it work through turns 1 and 2. And sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I do believe that was John I cut off, or was it you, Tony?
No, all I said was nope.
Nope, wasn't me.
Okay, fair enough. As we've got a surprise person making his bid towards the front now, and that's Mr. Robert Dudley. Somehow finds his way up in P6 now on that high side. So everybody
driving for the ALS of Alabama colors on that truck again.
Yeah.
So good to see that truck running up towards the front.
Yeah. And again, it's always good seeing drivers showing support for the charities. Obviously, this charity that Robert Dudley is supporting a lot closer to his heart. I mean, we've already mentioned it before, we'll mention it again. We did hold a charity race a few months ago where we raised $700 towards the ALS Association Alabama chapter. And we're always proud. One of our finest races, I think.
Very much so, and we did that.
Oh, big wreck!
I was going to say we did that in memory of Robert's sister Penny, who unfortunately lost her battle with. As Tanner Koster's involved in that one, but Robert's sister Penny lost her battle with ALS.
Yeah, gonna find out what happened here. As that involved Ray Black Jr., let's go back and find out what happened to the 07. I believe Kevin Pasky might have been involved in that one. Take a look here. The Hunter King dropping down to the apron. And no, it was Ray Black Jr. actually got loose and collected a load of drivers with him. So that car just broke loose on him, and it took Johnny Antonucci, Tanner Costa involved in that one, I believe.
It looks like Ray checked up to stay off of the 78.
Yeah, I just went completely wrong for him. His teammate Francois Pelletier was caught up in that as well.
As was defending series champion, Chris. Dumpster fire after dumpster fire for Chris.
Yep, his championship defense is not going his way at all so far.
Luckily, they have 2 fast repairs tonight.
That's the good thing about it, and that's good about league owner Kevin Pasky. He always opts to do these 2 fast repair strategies when we do come to the super speedways, as we have Tyler Vickery out in the lead, opting to stay out here, Tony. 23 lap old tyres.
Oh! Who's in the 44? Matt Burkhart just turned the 78. That was Matt Terrell. Just turned him on pit road.
Let's take a look at that.
In TeamSpeak, I just heard, "Hey Matthew, you're doing it wrong, bud."
Yeah.
Did Greg just get the lucky dog?
I think so.
Yeah, because he was.
So that puts him back on the lead lap, right?
Maybe?
Oh, and back to the racetrack conversation. 2 tracks I think should be brought back is Langhorne and Trenton.
Rockingham.
Thought we were supposed to get Rockingham.
I thought we already had Rockingham.
No, in real life, I mean. Rockingham.
Oh.
You mean the Oval in England?
No, the Oval in America. The Rock.
I thought we already had that.
And I
He says in real life.
I'm on about in real life.
Oh, okay. No, Trenton was such an awesome concept of a track, though.
Yeah, wasn't that one an oval with a right-handed curve in it?
Yes, kind of kidney bean shaped. And Langhorne was just a complete circle.
Well, technically, we do kind of have that in iRacing. It's the centripetal circuit.
Yeah, but can you actually hold a race there?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
I don't think I want to try.
If anybody, Tony, if anybody has surprised me when they said, "I don't know, I haven't tried," it's you.
It's one of the few things I haven't tried, but one of the things that we are looking forward to doing, and John, I can send you the setup if you want.
Tomorrow night, man.
Can we get a shot of the bed of Greg's truck real quick?
Greg's truck? Yeah, of course. Let me go find it.
I put the, there's something on the bed of Greg's truck that would go with tonight I'd like to have featured.
Well, anyways, what we're thinking about doing for an all-star race is Williams FW31s at Irwindale.
You're mad. Figure 8?
No, on the oval. I sent the setup that I've got for that track to Joe Morganti last night, And he was giddy as a schoolgirl when he cranked into the 11s. Let that sink in for a moment, folks.
Yes. I get that. It's like, wasn't it you and me and KP, Tony, that decided one night after a race we were going to run the IR05s at Bristol?
Yeah.
We 8-second flat-out laps?
Yeah. Which you can do in the FW31 at 7 seconds.
Jesus.
So. Anywho.
Yeah, I'm just gone quiet because I'm still sharing the broadcast around, so.
Butch Frazier winning the battle off pit road there. Brandon Stokes going to restart in second as the lights go out on the base car.
Yeah, I'm still showing Greg's truck.
Yeah, on the bed of Greg's truck is a tattoo that both me and Greg will both be getting this weekend in memory of my father.
Wait!
Would that be the logo that you shared with us earlier?
It is. My dad's dream car, even as they changed generations, was a red Corvette.
Let's show you that logo. We do have it here on the stream. There it is. The Fat Napier Corvette with the big block engine sticking out the top. That is one fine looking car to have on your skin. I will admit that.
And I know you guys mentioned that my dad, was a race engineer, retired race engineer. He started his career with Dan Gurney in 1971.
Yep, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
He was actually part of the development of the what they call the gurney flap. He worked on the development of that. When he worked for Jardine Headers, he was big in the development of the Zumi header, which are used on all top fuel cars now.
Oh, cool. Anyway,
and we are back underway. Butch Frazier with the nose out front. Here comes Brandon Stokes on the high side, getting a hell of a push from Gavin Martin.
Yeah, as Hunter King opting to fall to the back. Not sure why.
Hunter King getting stuck in the pits, one lap down.
Oh, that's why he fell to the back.
Now, John, there was a picture that was in the tribute video of a slingshot dragster. That was your dad driving, was it not?
Yes, it was. That's circa 68.
As just want to welcome Francisco Scaramuza to the Facebook chat. Good to see you enjoying the show there, Mr. Scaramuza. As yeah, I am showing a bit of love to the Facebook chat. Not really much going on in the Facebook chat, I will be honest. The main action is actually in the YouTube chat. As
crap.
We're under caution again.
Don Weaver involved.
All I heard in the racetrack, not clear.
Looks like Mark Walker and Tyler Pickering.
And I don't know how Greg came through that.
Right, so let's take a look at what happened between Mark Walker and Tyler Vickery when I can find them. I can see. Yeah. As Hoop Baker gets a piece of that. Sean Weaver, Nate Siefka. Looks like Kevin Paskwich got a piece of that as well.
Kevin Paskwich catching his second race car to the face for the night.
Yeah. David Bigger getting a piece of that.
Mark Walker was removed from the server.
Oh.
Kevin's picking up where Adams left off.
Adams?
Terry Adams.
Huh?
He used to take cars to the face regularly.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, zero tolerance being shown right now by the admins as one of them removed Mark Walker from the session.
Yeah, while we're under caution once again, we're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes where we'll have more racing action. We are literally halfway in this race, so be sure to join us for the second half. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Bouchard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Never mind, they're only on the backstretch.
As we're back live here at Daytona, we're waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn. They're still on the backstretch right now. As John, I believe you got a bit of a quick plug there for Slam Cake Bakes right there.
Well, I want to thank Slam Cake Bake for sponsoring the race, and go check out buyslamcakebakes.com
for all your vaping needs. There you go. I helped.
Well, no, just the juice.
I know
they are a juice manufacturer.
I know we're not talking about the sports personality called the Juice. Anyway. Now, there goes the pace car. We're waiting to get him going again. The field is in the hands of Brandon Stokes, and we're under green again. Kyle Gilbert getting a much better restart this time round as he points his way into the lead almost immediately. Brandon Stokes jumps down to the bottom line, and that leaves Joe Morganti hanging on that high line pretty much all by himself, because Lonnie Barrington's about a truck length behind him now.
Lonnie Barrington about a truck length behind. And Morganti's about to get hung out to dry. So, you know, look for Joe to lose a couple of spots here before all is said and done. Though he is still hanging tough on that high line. Gonna need some drafting help. Big time.
And one driver I'm noticing starting to make his way forward now is last season's runner-up, Mr. Tanner Costa, already up to the top 10 now. As he's working on the outside of Bradley Allison here. So that the Rainbow Warrior number 97 really coming up good right now as he's knocking on the door of the top 10. As we see Devin Doss jump to the high side there.
Ooh.
As we almost had the big one.
Jeff Mayer got all sorts of sideways coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, we almost had the big one there. And that's the one thing we've not seen yet tonight, Tony, is the big one.
We've seen some decent-sized ones, but we haven't seen one that has taken out half the field or more.
Yeah, and with judging by how froggy KB is tonight, if we see the big one, we could see more heads on the chopping block.
May God have mercy on the soul of the person who does it, because I don't think they're going to be welcome back should it happen.
Not at all, but anyway, we are still under green flag conditions despite that incident with Jeffrey Meyer. You see him on your screen there with John Jenkins right behind him. Joe Morganti finally gets to the bottom line, files in for 5th place right behind Matt Burkhart. Bradley Allison's literally the only driver out there on the high line now, just being supported by Michael Warren and Bob Lacavara.
I was just going to say, Sam, we are at Daytona and have almost an entire single file field.
Almost. They're just waiting for that opportune moment, though.
Gavin Martin getting the blinkies now.
That's not what you want to see from the rookie.
And not what you want to see from the guy that's running in 3rd.
Yeah. As Matt Burkhart flirting with that high line, he did take a small peek, but thought better of it, filed back in to the bottom line. As they're all slowly making their way down towards that bottom line, we could be seeing a nice long single file train here forming now, Tony.
I dare say you're right, and at this time of the race,
not only do I run in a couple leagues with Mr. Burkhart, but I also run in a simulator with Mr. Burkhart, so...
Yeah. Anyway,
probably getting to the time of the race where you're going to want to see, you know, guys just kind of ride for a little bit. We're not to the point where we're going to be able to have the money stop yet. Get your money stop in and then, you know, raise Cain.
Yeah, it looks like they've all decided to just relax and turn a couple laps and put a couple laps under their belt before they get froggy again.
Yeah, just looking back further in the patch, looking at Greg Napier there. Just in a bit of a sandwich, the meat of the sandwich between Parker Alexander and Michael Warren. We have got 4 trucks on the high side, Devin Doss, Nate Siefka, Brad Allison, and I believe that is... Who is that on the high side? Is that Matthew Tyrrell? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
As Michael Warren goes up to join them as well now. So we've got a 5-car pack on the high side. 5-truck pack, sorry. Please
Well,
don't.
it means to see if they can really make any headway. It's a big ask for only a couple of trucks, but with 5 of them hooked up, they might be able to make something happen.
Absolutely. As it looks like Parker Alexander going up to that high side as well now.
As Morganti goes up, try to get some momentum.
I was actually having trouble finding Joe Morganti then. He's right there on the screen, Sam.
He's the blue blur.
Yeah. As they're getting very chippy. Gavin Martin riding that middle line there, not where you want to be. Can't decide whether he wants to go up or down. That's usually on iRacing where people turn around and tell you, well, pick a lane, dude. Anyway, Joe,
How about I just pick a dingleberry and fling it under your windshield?
Anyway, Joe Morganti making a good push to the front as we're seeing. Nate Sifka flirting with that very high line, not where you want to be, especially when the 2x2 like this. Morganti slowly pushing his way to the front now, alongside Kyle Gilbert now as they come through 1 and 2. They are closing in on a back marker here. I can't see, I believe that might be Hoot Baker they're closing in on now.
You've got a different camera than I've got because I don't even see the back marker yet.
I do. It is Hoot Baker. Gets out of the way very nicely. Well done there. Oh no! He got tagged by Matthew Tyrrell, and there is the red cab. Matt Burkhardt going for a ride as James McDavid applying the Arca brake.
Oh, you should hear Matt and TeamSpeak right now.
I don't want to for fear that I might be warped. Forever warped.
There's words going through TeamSpeak that I haven't heard since I was in the Navy.
Yeah, Tanner Costa going for a ride there. Bradley Allison. And can you...
That looked like it stemmed from the 48 catching the apron, and that didn't have anything to do with Hoot.
No.
48 caught the apron, had to check up, and Burkhardt got ran over by the 50.
That was Gavin Martin. Let's go back and see what happened there. No, that's Kevin Pasky. What am I doing? Go back. Oh, ATVO, I hate you right now. Stop. ATVO is giving me crap, so I can't show the replay. As they're all bringing it pit side. Marshall Newton says in the chat, holy shit, is the 44 okay? Judging by what John said, absolutely not.
Probably not.
No.
It probably not is right. That's one of those deals where you just kind of grit your teeth and went, this is going to hurt.
Yep. As the two teammates deciding to stay out here.
Oh, Greg's big line when that happens. I just died.
Or as I like to say, the last thing I remember, Doc, was dirt sky, pretty nurse.
No, that was Matt Burkhardt.
Hashtag not wrong.
Thank you, we said for Kyle Gilbert when he went in for his ride earlier as well. Again, hashtag not wrong.
So Jordan Berry looking to stay out to try to get a lap back. What the hell's on his truck tonight?
It's some real estate agent that he's showing support for. I wish he had that Pasky's BOFA.
Yeah, that was a sharp-looking rig.
That one kind of doesn't agree with me as much. So Jordan, put the Pasky's BOFA paint scheme back on. We like that one better.
Well, he's been doing a lot of recruiting in the official stuff with that truck. So.
Yeah. And I can kind of understand why Kevin Paskowicz is pissed off, because he's 4 laps down right now. Not having the best night at all.
Well, he's 4 laps down.
Oh, what the hell?
Race cars to the face.
What happened to Pasky?
Paskowicz just went through the grass and hit the pit wall. Take a look at that. He just binned it all by himself.
Kevin Paskowicz is manually disconnected.
Uh-oh. I think we can safely say the shit just hit the fan.
Yeah, that's... Safe bet.
I'm afraid to go ask him what happened.
He's not in TeamSpeak anymore.
He left TeamSpeak. I do apologise for my colourful language, but it's...
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, under caution number 4 here. I believe they will be going 1 to green once they go across the stripe this time round. They're just coming out of turn 4 now. Been somewhat of an entertaining race. Somewhat. As there goes Jordan Barrett to get his wave around there.
Okay, so I just spoke to the guys that were in the TeamSpeak room with KP. They don't know what happened either, because he wasn't responding to any of them.
Technical issue?
No. There was a string of expletives that nobody knew you could link those words together in that fashion. And then through the grass he went and see ya. So not a good night for KP.
Not at all. As Tony, I believe it's your turn to get us going again.
I have no idea where the hell we are. Let me make sure I'm live.
1 to go, just going into turn 3.
There we are. So Ray Black Jr. going to have the button. His teammate Francois Pelletier going to be starting right next to him. Nate Siefker and Kyle Gilbert, a couple of teammates over in Phenomenal Evolution, going to be starting right behind them. And Greg Napier up into 6th. So good to see Greg that far forward now. As the field works its way out of the turn 4 complex, pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn, or lazy left turn onto pit road. And we are back underway as Ray Black holds him down a little bit. Pelletier under attack already from Kyle Gilbert as Nate Siepker to his inside. Probably not the restart they were hoping for.
And Tony, this is going to be the first time I'm going to use it tonight, but I believe it's time we go to a bit of a crank it up cam. What do you think?
Ignorance and apathy.
Okay, crank it up it is. We're going both for crank it up. See you in a bit. I'd say.
Who was it?
I'm trying to figure that out now.
Sean Weaver.
Yeah, as he's just twiffed the engine going into pit road, so let's go and find out what happened to that man. And it won't even fucking show me. Great. Lovely. I love ATVO sometimes.
Hoot Baker, actually.
Oh.
Baker and Burkhart.
Yeah, it won't show me again. ATVO's been...
They had a meeting of the minds in turn 3.
Yeah, ATVO's still being a dick, so it won't show me the replay. But, in that melee, Greg Napier moving up to P4 now, so he's making his way through the pack now. Well, I won't say any more than that. Frenchie, after that shocking restart he had, falling back to P5. Not what he wanted to happen there on that restart, but he's back there and he's got some dangerous company behind him. Kyle Gilbert and Joe Morganti. Two drivers looking for a good finish here tonight. Especially Joe Morganti throwing down the gauntlet like he did last night.
Very much so. But still a lot of racing left to do.
Yep, as we are on lap 68, just clicking over to lap 69 now. Oh, we are on lap 68. Okay. And with that, with our 5th caution of the night, we're going to go for another commercial break. We'll be right back.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
slide left of the racetrack. Chris Bouchard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the upset the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
We are back here at Daytona. Caution number 5 about to come to an end here as they're making their way down the back stretch. You see Brandon Stokes doing a bit of weaving back there. As Ray Black Jr. going to have control of the field with Nate Siefker on his outside for the first time here tonight, Tony.
Siefker going to have some big help from Greg Napier right behind him. So going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Now, I will say Greg does not like starting at the front in the high line.
I don't think anybody likes starting on the high line.
I know I don't. Just waiting for the pace car to make that lazy left turn again. As there goes the pace car, field in control of Ray Black Jr. as we are back on the green here with 30 laps to go here at Daytona. And Siefker keeping it wound up on the high side on the restart there. Good restart by the two. Gavin Martin pushing the living daylights out of Black Jr. as they go towards turn 1. And with that, we are going to go and have an attempt at another crank it up cam. So fasten your seatbelts. It's time to crank it up once again.
Do I still have you guys in TeamSpeak?
Yep. We go back to the action here. Seeing Greg Napier pushing the living daylights out of Nate Siefker on the high side now. Nobody really able to make any kind of headway here, Tony. But it's definitely close racing from this point onwards.
Very close racing, and Napier is starting to get the blinks a little bit. So hopefully the same connection issues that was plaguing his dad's not going to plague him as completely disappeared through the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, he just went there just before he went into turn 3, and Gavin Martin doing the same thing as well on the bottom line. That's got to be scaring the crap out of the people behind them.
It's got to be scaring the crap out of everybody all around him, period. As
I mean, it's fine. It's fine and dandy.
Guys, stay off the apron. It's not the place you want to be.
Nope. I mean, it's fine and dandy getting the blinks on the high side because you can just go high and get out of it. But if you like Gavin Martin and you're getting the blinkies on the bottom line and it all goes wrong, then that's what can cause the big one. As you see, Nate Siefker trying to get some side draft off Martin as he blinks again.
And if you're Francois Pelletier right now, you've got to be sweating bullets.
Pretty much, yeah. Meanwhile, just going to focus in on Joe Morganti. He's right behind Pelletier. As he's having a pretty impressive run himself. Right up there in the top 6 right now. And the top 7 as Kyle Gilbert passes him on the high side. But again, with 25 laps to go at the line, everybody minding their P's and Q's at this point, Tony.
That's because we still haven't seen the money stop. Oldest tires out on track right now belong to Francois Pelletier. Ray Black Jr. with 21 laps on his tires. Pelletier rolling 25s. Everybody else 12, 13 or less. And you know, so it's going to be interesting to see what type of pit strategies play out from here. We saw green flag pit stops come back and bite the leaders last night. Could we have a replay of what happened at Chicagoland?
No, because the pit road on Daytona is a lot more easy to get onto compared to Chicagoland. As Gavin Martin has the blinks again right behind Ray Black Jr. Can't help but think that he's if he keeps doing that, I've got a feeling he might have actually drop out at this point. As I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying seeing everybody bunched together like they are. Nice close pack racing.
From a broadcast standpoint, yeah, this is great. If I was out on track right now, no thanks.
Yeah, as Morganti flirting with that apron right there. As Nate Seath having the same problem that
everybody's had on that second line.
Yeah. I was going to say Lonnie Barrington, but yeah, you're right. Everybody's had that same problem. Speaking of Lonnie Barrington, he's fallen.
Oh, hang on!
Oh, there it is! That's the big one! That's the big one.
That was a bump draft gone completely wrong as Kyle Gilbert just caught Greg not square and they were going into the corner, not where you want to try to bump draft.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
And unfortunately, Greg Napier just knocked the rear axle out of that truck, so his night might be done.
A lot of good trucks involved in that one.
I don't think he's used a fast repair yet.
Yeah, but he's got a tow.
So he's going to lose at least one lap out of that.
He's done.
And I'm pretty sure Kyle Gilbert's done as well, because he's used up all of his fast repairs, I believe.
And he just twiffed the engine trying to limp it back to pit road, so yeah.
So we're under caution number 6 here now. Big incident involving Greg Napier and Kyle Gilbert. Unfortunately putting pay to both of their races, and it's a shame for Greg because he was having such a good run before that happened. With 22 laps to go now, it's still anybody's game at this point, but Ray Black Jr. still not taking a pit side here, Tony. He's on 25 lap old tyres. I'm guessing he's going to be trying to push it to the end from here if we keep on getting cautions.
I'm not sure how well it's going to work because with as old a tires as he has on that car or truck, as the case were, I think he's got to start getting greasy pretty soon here.
As the connection issues have taken their toll, and we've lost both of the Napiers now. But joining us in their place in the booth is Mr. Hoot Baker. Hoot, how's your race? I'm guessing your race is over at this point and you're back in the taco stand.
Yeah, we're down there trying to get some repairs in there, you know. Just a unfortunate night all night, and that last one I just got turned there and it took the engine out and I was out of patch repair, so just sitting down there and they're working on it, but I don't think I'm going to make it back.
That's a shame because you were having a pretty good run as well. Up until you did get that damage and you were involved in the wreck that that happened when you were being passed by the leaders. How did you feel it went out there? I know there's a few emotions running high out there. What's the general feeling down there right now?
Oh, I think everybody's having a good time, man. And like you said, it was even when I was coming back from those 2 wrecks, you know, used up my flash spurs, I was still on that. I was even still on that lead lap getting in there. So it's been good, tight racing, and not a whole lot of wrecks, but you know, some silly ones when they're coming. But you know, as you can see, the packs are staying pretty tight.
Absolutely, and that's making for some good racing. But unfortunately, when a wreck like the one between Kyle Gilbert and Greg Napier happens, it involves pretty much everybody, and that's how the big ones happen, and that's what happened just now, unfortunately.
Brad Allison just pounded the wall coming off of 4. Is trying to get it onto pit road, it looks like.
Our new points leader in the BOFA Indy Classic Series not having a good night here tonight.
Definitely not. Because, yeah, he's like he might be calling it a night.
While Carl Gilbert has burned his last fast repair, he is just bringing it pit side now. Going to top off of fuel. He's managed to only lose 1 lap from that. Hunter King is 2 laps down now, as is Lonnie Barrington. Those guys were caught up in that big one. As, yeah, 6 cautions deep now, Tony. It's, you've got to expect at least 1 more caution before this race is done, because everybody's getting really, really chippy out there right at this moment in the race. As Tony has dropped down. So, just how scary is it racing in a pack like they have been tonight?
Well, it's not that bad. There's a lot of checking up and just a lot of things going on. And like I said, that one I got involved with when the leaders were lapping me there, I took it high as I could, and I guess the guys in the back didn't see what was going on there, and you get what you get. But a lot of checking up, and that's really messing a lot of people. But they're behaving pretty well on doing it. But it's really getting the levels up there to where people are getting a little stressed.
Yeah, and that's what's making the emotions run high. I mean, you're in that middle pack, racing closely against the guys that are all around you, and you're just absolutely petrified of making in case you make one simple mistake, and it could take not just yourself but a bunch of other drivers out, and that's going to increase the stress levels as well as other people making mistakes around you. It's just going to heighten things up, and yeah, Daytona is always one of those high pressure situations, if I've got that right, Tony.
Very much so. It's usually the pressure cooker for sure. It's a hell of a way to start the season too. But I just received word from race control that there will be a few incidences that are going to be under review, and disciplinary actions may be taking place later this week.
Yeah, and we have seen a few on the broadcast already, so there's some video evidence, maybe.
Well, there's some video evidence, and there's also some the replays that everybody's going to be saving that are admins for the league. That the new rule book came out today, and everybody agreed that there's a couple of things that they wanted changed as pace cars in, Sam.
Yeah, I'm about to get them back to green again with 19 laps to go. Here we go. Final roll of the dice for a lot of these drivers. Hopefully we can keep it green now between now and the checkered flag. But again, this is Daytona. Anything can happen between now and the final lap as Joe Morganti and Francois Pelletier almost coming together there through turns 1 and 2. And Morganti's keeping his promise so far as Morganti gets loose going through the turn there. Almost collects Devin Doss and loses a ton of momentum as there goes Jeffrey Meyer on his outside. Meyer hasn't been at the front for a number of laps now, and now has finally decided that he wants to make his way to the front, capitalising on the mistake by the 53. Thankfully, that didn't amount to much between Morganti and Doss, and they can both carry on their merry way.
No, and they're wondering, Francois Pelletier was wondering if Morganti had gone really below the yellow line because it scared the hell out of him. He didn't realize he had left that much of a hole between the line and his truck, so... Ooh.
Sivka right on the tail of Ray Black Jr. now. Sivka looking for redemption here tonight after having a win taken away from him at the last season's finale at Kentucky. He's looking good for it so far. Just got to keep it pointed in the right direction, keep it on the black stuff, and he might be in with a shout here. But Ray Black Jr., one of the professionals in the field here tonight, is going to be very, very difficult to pass here tonight.
Very much so, and especially with his teammate right there within striking distance too.
John Morganti turns Pelletier! And that is definitely the big one.
Yeah.
A lot of trucks involved there. As we've got to take a look at Joe Morganti there, because I believe he might have been the architect of that one. Take a look. Yeah, it looked like Morganti drifted down the track and just caught the back end of Pelletier. A lot of good trucks involved in that one. See Chad Witt there involved in it. You see Matthew Tyrrell involved. And that truly was the big one this time round, Tony.
Very much so.
And I can only assume that the drivers are just losing their heads at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just... I know we're supposed to stay impartial and not let our emotions get the better of us up here in the booth, but I'm gonna say this to, you know, the entirety of the driving corps right now. Is like, really, guys? Because I've seen more drivers tonight have been driving with rectal cranial insertion syndrome than I have seen in the entirety of the previous season, with the exception of Martinsville?
Or Milwaukee. Pick and choose either one.
Did we run Milwaukee last year in this car?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, which one did we set the new record at?
Milwaukee.
Okay, Milwaukee. That's the only exception. So there's really no excuse here. You know, it's not like you're having to gas and brake to make the corners. You just have to steer the truck. And you know, Daytona is one of the easier tracks to actually get a vehicle around. And if we're having this much problems this early, it does not bode well for the rest of the season, guys. And you know, this is an open challenge to the whole league. Prove me wrong.
And while all this is going on, this has actually promoted Chris Bouchard back up to P4. So the reigning champ, capitalising on everybody's rectal cranial insertion syndrome, has actually slowly and silently moved his way back up to the top 5. So good driving there by Chris Bouchard to stay out of all the trouble as Parker Alexander kills the blue cone. Not sure why. Don't know what the cone did to you, Parker. So Bouchard at this moment proving why he's the reigning champion, as he's just literally silently moved his way further and further to the front right now.
Moving his way towards the front, but going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, as looks like Mike Whitaker calling it a night.
It looks like Joe Morganti's called it a night as well. As I don't know why, because he's not used any of his fast repairs up until this point. So
yeah, he has.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah, he has.
One or two?
He got caught up. He got caught up in at least one earlier.
Okay, so he's used up at least one of his fast repairs then.
Right, and right now you've got Tyler Vickery towing, Butch Frazier towing, Bob Lacavara towing, Francois Pelletier towing, Sean Weaver, John Jenkins, Hunter King, Joe Morganti. Actually, Hunter King's driving the vehicle.
Yeah, Tyler Vickery's actually not towing, he's actually pit farming. He's
okay.
he brought it in voluntarily, so...
So Lonnie Barrington just put it on the truck.
And that's a shame for Barrington. He was having it was another one that was having a good run tonight.
Kyle Gilbert looks like he may have put it on the hauler. Nope, he's down and away now.
Yep, as Gilbert is back up to speed, he is the last driver on the lead lap. As he needs to get a move on because that's the lead pack right behind him as he's going into turn 3. As we are waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. And Ray Black Jr., credit going out to him. He's actually still out there, 33 laps on his tyres. And his plan of making it to the end on those tyres and that fuel is actually working in his favour right now.
Yeah, but he's got to make it 15 more laps.
Oh, 14.
14 more laps. That's a big ask.
See, Adam Baker knows what's going on. He even remembers Martinsville. And he's not even in the league.
Yeah.
Although Adam Baker, if you want to join this league, you're more than welcome to. Show these guys how it's done.
Hashtag not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Challenge has been issued.
Absolutely. As Tony, I believe it's your turn this time.
Ain't scared.
Ain't scared at all.
What am I doing now? Oh,
We're
yeah,
starting the damn race.
I've been drinking. I've been playing the drinking game. Sorry, folks. Ray Black Jr. is going to have control of the field. Nate Seifker going to be restarting on the outside, and this is not going to bode well for the rest of the field, as Ray Black Jr. has his teammate David Bigger starting right behind him. So good luck, guys.
Yep. Tanner Costa's still staying in it as well, so that's another one of the finalists from last season, still able to keep it in the top 10 and stay out of trouble, pretty much. Actually, no, he hasn't stayed out of trouble. He's been wrecked at least twice tonight.
I was about to ask what race you were watching.
An alternative reality?
Yeah. Which one of us has been drinking?
I haven't had a drop of alcohol tonight. I've been drinking Coca-Cola.
I haven't spilled a drop either. It's all gone in my mouth.
No, I've been drinking lattes. Yeah.
Is that what the kids are calling them now?
Apparently.
I used to just call it coffee back in my day. Anyways, pace car is in. Ray Black Jr. holding him down a little bit. Rolls into it. David Bigger going with him.
Ooh, teammates working with each other there.
Everybody kind of tiptoeing right now as they get up to speed.
Yeah, and as we're getting down to it, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of this race now. We're getting down to the main part, the final showdown, as it were. Everybody just really being conservative on this restart. David Bigger doing what he needs to do, though, helping his teammate out and pushing the living daylights out of the 7. And here comes Parker Alexander and Chris Bouchard to give Nate Seifker a push now. So it's a battle of the high line seems to be winning as Bigger gets a wheel on the apron.
Bigger gets a wheel on the apron. Seifker gets a bigger shove from Alexander as give that lap to Seifker. Getting a good shove from David Bigger now as everybody's hanging Seifker out to dry.
Yeah, not what you want to see. Oh, Bouchard doing the move there. Ducked in down to the faster inside line. Getting past Nate Seifker and then jumping up right in front of him. That is a classic super speedway move there, just done by the reigning champ.
And the 35's into the wall.
Brandon Stokes having trouble there as they go through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Tanner Costa as well. And James McDavid is up there as well. Good race for him so far. As there it goes.
Son of a bitch.
Tyler Vickery. No, not Tyler Vickery. Johnny Antonucci. Let's see what happens to Antonucci. Oh!
Dual barrel
Over and over and over he goes. Okay. Wasn't that much of a roll. But what were the scores on that one, Tony?
6.6, 6.6, 5.2, 1.8 from the Romanian judge.
Not too bad. Not too shabby. Well done, Johnny. But that was a bit of a meeting of the minds between Johnny Antonucci and Jeffrey Meyer. As Antonucci has got Tyler Vickery all over him now, but they're under caution so he can't pass him. Connor O'Hader joins us in the chat. Good to see you in the enjoying the show there, Mr. O'Hader, as I have one of the worst voice breaks ever in my life.
Sure, why not?
He goes, hey guys, come on. He's supporting Nate Siefka, so... Yeah. And there's me thinking you'd be supporting your good buddy Tyler Vickery there, Connor. Very surprised.
Stuff happens.
Ah, you can say it, shit happens. We're not as PC.
Compost takes place.
Yeah. Yeah. Fecal matter is afoot. There you go. Oh no, that's what happens when you step in shit. Okay.
And Brad Allison just informed us he did have an equipment failure.
Oh, is it the same equipment failure he had on last night?
Absolutely no steering.
Oh dear. Yeah, he was talking about that in the group chat, the group page earlier tonight, saying he was having problems with his wheel, with the setup of the wheel, I think it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was having problems with that earlier in the night, and
big shout out to Grumpy for joining the Facebook chat.
Is he in the oh yeah, he is. Okay. What's up, James? You gonna join us for a race sometime? No, you couldn't make it last night, which is a shame. You missed a good race, dude.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if this keeps going the way it's going... wait a second, this is caution number 10, isn't it?
Caution number 8.
Ah, okay.
Ah, you got your hopes up too soon.
Hey.
We're not going to be going to 10 cautions because the next caution will end it. Or maybe,
yeah.
Maybe not, because we're 8 laps to go. Probably going back to green with 6 laps to go. Yeah, next caution.
We're about to find out.
Next caution will definitely end it.
So anyways, quick rundown of your top 10. Ray Black Jr., David Bigger, Chris Bouchard, Parker Alexander, Nate Siefker, James McDavid, Devin Doss, Tanner Koster, Dylan Moskowitz, and Michael Warren.
Driver we've not really spoke about tonight, Michael Warren. Silently getting his way through the wrecks and making his way up to the top 10, so good for him. As Gavin Martin's right behind him, and he was up the front for most of the race here tonight, just falling outside the top 10 now. Same for Brandon Stokes, who's having problems late on in the race. He's fallen down to 14th. Kyle Gilbert been through, has hit everything except for the flag stand here tonight.
You're not wrong.
And Tyler Vickery, we've not really spoke about Tyler Vickery much tonight.
Not really. Still pit farming that truck. Last truck on the lead lap. As it looks like Jeff Mayer has put it on the hauler.
Yep, as we're about to get them, Ashley, the lights are still on the pace card, so we're going to be 5 to... Adam Baker was right in the live chat, we're going to be 5 laps to go when we go green again, Tony.
So yeah, next flag ends it.
Yep. As I do believe that the lights are going to be going off this time by.
Now the big question is, does Ray Black Jr. have enough in the tank for 5 more laps?
And if he doesn't, who's going to capitalize on it? Because everybody else is on the same tyre strategy, except for Parker Alexander, who's only got 16 laps on his tyres compared to David Bigger and Chris Bouchard and Nate Siefka are all on 32 lap old tyres. And watch for Devin Doss, he's on the cleanest tyres out of everybody. Only 10 laps on those tyres, Tony.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of difference between tire strategies right now up towards the front of the field, and the biggest question is, I mean, yeah, I know with the carburetors that they run in the truck series, or sorry, the fuel injection units now that they run in the Cup series, you know, they don't use as much fuel as they used to back in the day, but you've got to really wonder, how much does Ray Black Jr. have left in the tank right now?
It can't be much. Then again, 5 laps is all you need to get to the end, so maybe he's gotten just enough to make it to the end now. So, like I said before, these cautions have worked in his favour, and it's really paying off, especially when you've got a teammate in the shape of David Bigger starting right on your outside as well.
Yeah, but you got defending series champion Chris Bouchard sitting right behind you, and you know, everybody in that front grouping right now is not a slouch. So look for the fireworks to really happen coming up here as the field works its way out of turn number 4. Pace car is in. Black Jr. rolls into it, and here we go.
And those old tyres look like they were playing havoc with him on that restart, because you've got a bit of wheel spin there. Chris Bouchard all over the back of him now, and this is where it comes down to. This is where the irrational moves are going to come into play, because we are 5 laps to go here at Daytona, and we're already seeing people get shoved to the back as David Bigger and Nate Siefka getting into it, coming out of turn 2. As they're getting into it, still they're 3 wide for 3rd place here. Ray Black Jr. is still able to hold on, but here comes Chris Bouchard on the outside. He's going to start the season just how we finished it in Season 2. Challenging for the leaders. They're still champion. That's the race. Ray Black Jr. is going to take the win here.
By mere inches.
No, I'm not angry about Ray Black Jr. Congratulations to that man for winning the race. He's done ever so well to stay out as long as he did on those tyres. Great strategy by the man in the 07. It's just... and I'm going to be completely honest here. Too much bumping and banging on that last lap between Siefka and Bigger, and that just ended in tears for everybody.
Absolutely. You know, and like I said, challenge to the league. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So as it stands right now, Ray Black Jr. is your leader. And it looks like this race is not going to go back to green, so he will be your winner. Unless the wheels fall off, or if he runs out of fuel, that's going to be a disaster for the 07. Chris Bouchard in 2nd. Parker Alexander moves up to 3rd after getting his way through the melee. 4th place is Tanner Costa, so he made his way up to the top 5 in the end, and rounding out your top 5 on his return to the series is Michael Warren. So a man we've not spoken much about tonight, being the silent assassin here tonight and moving his way up to and bagging a top 5 in his first race back.
Very much so. So, you know, good to see him back. Usual suspects up towards the front of the field, and you know, 3 to go. As
yeah, we're not going to
be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, we're not going to see another green flag run. This is it, I think.
No, I'm just sitting here waiting to see if Ray Black Jr. is going to run out of fuel.
But he's got to be clutching the daylights out of that truck right now, though.
You're probably not wrong.
Kyle Gilbert rebounding for 6th place. Brandon Stokes rebounding for 7th. Bob Lacavaro grabbing the top 10 here. He's in 8th. Tyler Vickery holding on for 9th. And Robert Dudley coming away with the top 10 after David Bigger and Nate Siefka fall out of the top 10 due to their little shenanigans that brought out this 9th and final caution as Matthew Tyrrell gets a waiver run.
Lucky dog.
Yep.
Still not going to put him back on the lead lap, but it's giving him one of his two laps back.
Yeah, because Dylan Moskowitz, Devin Doss, James McDavid and Gavin Martin were all involved in that melee that brought out the caution, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Moskowitz desperately trying to limp that Whataburger number 10 back to the pits. So, challenge to the entirety of the league. Prove me wrong on Friday when we kick off season number 2 of the Grand National Series. I'm going to put the cap at 5.
Yeah, he's lower.
And here's how it's going to work. Whoever causes any caution after caution 5 on Friday night, that person has to pay Sam and I $20 each for each caution after 5. That's the way it's going to work. And if you don't pay up, you don't get to race the following week. That's simple.
Absolutely.
That's how we're going to work it from here on out.
As the field makes his way out of turn 2.
Popsicle sticks coming out.
Turn 4.
Turn 4.
I think no, that's turn 2. It was turn 2. I was right.
Yeah, that was turn 2. Popsicle sticks are out. They worked their way down the super stretch.
At the slowest goddamn speed imaginable.
Actually, it's highway speed. 75 miles an hour is the pace speed.
Yeah. So imagine standing on the side of a freeway. This is what you'd be seeing right now. Well, with the odd person breaking the speed limit when there's no cops around.
Sure, why not?
Absolutely. We shall go with that thought.
So white flag getting ready to come out. Ray Black Jr.'s just got to keep that engine running for 2.5 more miles.
Yep. I mean,
and it's 46 laps into a fuel run right now. If you would have told me that at the beginning of the race, I would have called you a liar.
Chris Bouchard's 37 laps into a fuel run, so he's not too far behind.
Well, if you would have told me that at the beginning of the race, I would have called you a liar.
Yeah. Parker Alexander doing unorthodox stuff on the apron.
Sure, why not?
Parker, I don't think the apron gave you permission to touch it that many times.
Goes on the dial where it hurts you. So,
it's been a long one tonight.
It's been an inauspicious start.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
But as we all know, start to the seasons usually end up being a interesting one, so to speak. And then it gradually gets better as the season goes on, so hopefully this will be the baseline and then we'll just get better from here.
If this is the worst race of the season, I'll take it. But like I said, whoever causes cautions after 5 from now on, you're paying Sam and I $20 each. Or you don't get the race the following week.
Marshall Newton's response to that as Ray Black Jr. crosses the line and claims the victory here tonight, immediately goes out for burnouts. Marshall Newton, oh F that, I was thinking about running on Friday.
Don't drive like the southbound end of a northbound horse.
Not wrong.
Yep. Well, who do we want to start with tonight, Sam?
I shall leave that decision up to you, sir.
Well, I believe you've got the man of the hour right now.
Yep, as joining us in the booth is our race winner, Mr. Ray Black Jr. Ray controlling the front of the field for the longest time here tonight. 46 laps on that fuel run. Was it the cautions that were working in your favor here tonight?
Yeah, I figured once I had enough fuel to make it in my mind that I was just going to stay out the whole time, and that's what I did. And obviously leading the field each restart was key, you know. And there was a few moments where they almost got past me, but luckily they couldn't form up strong enough on the outside. And I had David up there, my teammate, working with me. So I think we had a pretty good deal, and I was hoping it'd be a 1-2 there at the end, but it didn't work out that way. It was a lot of fun, though.
Absolutely, and coming away with your first win in the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series tonight, that's got to be something that's got to put a smile on your face, especially with the long season ahead right now with Season 3 just getting underway.
Yeah, I didn't get a win last year, so that was kind of crappy, but and got one start off this year, so happy about that. It was a good field. We had a lot of cars tonight, a lot of good drivers back for the second season, so it was fun to watch. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go watch the race in a little bit, and hopefully, you know, me and Butcher teammates too, so I think he led a lot of the middle of the race and stuff like that. So
yeah, he did, and he did a great job being your support there. Unfortunately got into that incident with Nate Seifka. Did you see much of that in your rearview mirror while you were going around there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could a lot of things happen in the mirror, and I mean, especially in that big run that they had at the end right there. I thought like 28 was going to pass me going on a 3, and I knew they were wrecking. I just didn't know when the caution was going to come out, so I was just a little worried. But luckily, they all kept it straight while I could just nose back in front. So definitely one of the better races. But if you watch, right when the caution comes out, I feel like it was right when I nicked him. So it was close.
Yeah, very close. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight, Ray. Looking ahead to next week. Where are we next week, Tony?
Hell if I know.
Well, wherever we go next week, I'm pretty sure you're going to turn up. What do you reckon you can do there? You're going to try and make it win number 2?
Yeah, I think I was strong on all the other tracks as far as like mile and a halves and short tracks and stuff like that. So I think we can put our name in that drawing of the top 5, and you know, hopefully we get some luck on our side and go take a win from these guys. You know, there's a lot of good guys in this league though, so it'll take some effort, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And is there anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out to for tonight's victory?
You know, I just want to thank all my great sponsors. Google Life, they did a great job sponsoring this car, and I just want to give a shout out to Frenchie. You know, we're gonna have a lesson after this about ARCA braking, so I wish him luck.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Gonna kill me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not the only one who's going to be wanting to kick in the nuts. Anyway, Ray, congratulations one more time, and yeah, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was our race winner, Mr. Ray Black Jr., and joining us in the booth now will be our second place finisher, Mr. Chris Bouchard, and I believe, Tony, you're with him right now.
Well, Chris, you came in defending series champion. You I know it's not the finish you were absolutely hoping for, but hey, second place is a hell of a points night to start your defense.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad on second place finish. I was all over the place this race. I really haven't done any racing since the season finale, so kind of getting the rust off.
Well, for what it's worth, I know you haven't done much iRacing since the season finale, but your plate's been pretty full on the real life side of things, with your team running a truck race this past week, and I believe top 10.
Yeah, we were top 10 in both practices. qualified 8th, and we finished 8th, I believe. And then that was Friday night. Then Saturday, Sunday, I was at Willow Springs with a late model road course racing, and we got the championship done on that. So pretty happy to come out of 2018 with 2 championships.
There you go. You got to really be proud of that one. Moving forward, though, a hell of a race night. I mean, it just carnage all over the place. You were caught up in one earlier, but were able to rebound back. Talk to us your thoughts that went through your mind when all hell broke loose early on there.
I knew something was going to happen, and the next lap I was planning on getting the hell out of there, but I chose a lap too late, and next thing you know, their truck is sideways in front of me. I'm looking at the number of one truck, and I'm like, oh, this ain't going to be good. So then I got mired all the way back. It's just so hard to pass here, especially with everyone being so tight. I didn't want to go 3 wide at all early on and everything. No point of doing it that early. So I was just kind of riding around, biding my time, and I felt like I hit everything on the track except for the pace car, really. I have a lot of apologies to send out to a bunch of people, so I'm happy with the second place.
Well, there's a lot of people that need to send those apology letters out to a lot of people, and I know that the league admins are actually going to be looking at possibly removing a few drivers from the league before we even get to Friday night's race.
Oh, ruh-roh. Yeah, and I was also watching the stream under the yellow. Just coming to the checker flag here. I am not paying $20, man.
Don't bring out a caution. That's simple.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that race. I won the season opener last year in the Grand National Series, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Well, Chris, again, congratulations tonight. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
I gotta thank KP, you guys, everything you guys do for the league and everything. Lucas Oil Racing TV, Autism Awareness, Sports Diesel. Yeah, that's really it. Thank you.
All right. Well, Chris, congratulations on a decent points night to start your title defense.
Yep. Thank you.
That was defending series champion Chris Bouchard. And Sam, I believe you got Parker Alexander now.
I do, Parker. Very indifferent race for you tonight. I know Daytona's a bit of an equaliser when it comes to everybody being out on track at the same time and running at the same pace, but you managed to bring it home for 3rd place here tonight. What are your thoughts on that tonight? I know it's been a bit of a difficult race for everybody.
Well, I'll tell you what. It was a tough run tonight for me. There were some people, they caused a few wrecks. No big deal. I want to thank the, what was this, 10-4 truck. He helped me out a lot tonight. Other than that, I was surprised I got 3rd. I fell back there. I thought I was going to go to the back. There, like the 2nd or 3rd caution. Ended up like falling all the way back to 34th out of the draft. I'm just tired, man.
Yeah.
I need to go to sleep.
Yeah,
you sound it.
Yeah, Daytona is a tough race, and it takes a lot out of everybody. I mean, we've seen a lot of backwards and forwards racing. I mean, you did battle at the front for a good portion of the early running in the race. I mean, how was it out there? It looked very sketchy, especially when you're running in the mid pack. Is that the correct assessment?
Oh yeah, definitely. Whenever you're the lead truck, you barely notice it because you're able to like stay in your line. But whenever you get behind someone, it's kind of hard to run your line, and that's one of the main problems with the iRacing, plate racing. It's tough to hold a line.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the podium. I know it's not a position you were expecting, considering how up and down you were.
Look at the leaderboard. I got 2nd.
I don't know what.
No, you got 3rd, bud.
Yeah, it's.
I know I got 3rd, but the leaderboard says 2nd. I'm not sure what happened there.
Ray Black Jr. spun into the grass coming across the checkered, and iRacing black flagged him for an unsafe pit entrance.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
But anyway, congratulations on the 3rd place. Friday,
Thank you.
we go to Daytona in the Grand National Series. What are your thoughts on that track? And do you reckon you're going to do a lot better in the Xfinity car?
Well, I'm not going to be there for Xfinity race. I have plans Friday night. But I'll just give my insight on the Xfinity cars. They are a lot more sketchy than the truck cars, in my opinion, or the trucks, in my opinion. But you know, I remember last race at Talladega was okay in the Xfinity cars, so I think it'll shape up to be a good race.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations one more time. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's 3rd place?
I'd like to thank Bottom Split Night in America, Ace Hardware, St. Thomas Towing and Recycling. Who else I got on there? I don't know. That's about it. I'd also like to thank the 4 truck. He helped me out a lot tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, I know exactly what you mean now.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd
Tony
put
for
a
that
little
one.
fun, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But anyway, congratulations one more time, Parker. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. Thank you.
As that was our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Parker Alexander. Tony, a difficult race all round for everybody tonight.
Very much so. As you know, we had good racing going on early, and it kind of gave me hope that we were going to have a pretty low caution count, and then just drivers losing their heads.
Yeah, just snowballed from that point onwards, and Daytona is a long race, and yeah, you're gonna have situations closer to the end of the race where drivers are gonna lose their heads, and that's exactly what happened tonight. And unfortunately, we ended up with the amount of cautions we did, but still some very close and very good racing amongst the majority of the drivers here tonight, and we got a surprise winner out of it, I will say. Ray Black Jr. didn't get a win at all last season. Finally getting his first one here tonight, so good for him on that one.
Well, for what it's worth, Ray didn't join the season until about halfway through. We were actually at the Mud Summer Classic where he made his debut.
Absolutely. So for him to get his first win here tonight on the season opener, I'm guessing he's going to be feeling very confident as the season progresses. And it's a long season, so don't count this race as an important race when it comes to championship points, because these are the first championship points that'll be going on the board. But as the season progresses, you'll see different driving styles and different winners, and it's just going to be a long season. And I, for one, am going to be definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, very much so. You know, and the fact that BOFA has actually become the exclusive broadcaster for the Pasky's Cardiac Series, both truck and Xfinity Series, you know, that's real exciting that we're going to be able to bring all the action live to you folks on Mondays and Fridays.
Absolutely. And with that, we are going to go to our results for tonight's race. As bringing home the win tonight is actually Ray Black Jr. Finishing second is Chris Bouchard. Parker Alexander comes home for third. Tanner Costa rebounding for fourth. Michael Warren in fifth. Kyle Gilbert in sixth. Seventh is Brandon Stokes. Eighth, Robert Dudley. Ninth is Bob Lacavara. 10th is Tyler Vickery. 11th, David Bigger. Let me go to the next page.
Nate Siefker hanging on for
12.
For 12th. Then Matt Terrell in Matt Terrell in 12th.
Okay.
Nate Siefker. Oh yeah, Nate Siefker. Yeah, Nate Siefker in 12th. Matt Terrell in 13th. Hunter King in 14th. 15th going to John Jenkins. Devin Doss in 16th. 17th going to Dylan Moskowitz. 18th to Chad Witt. 19th to James McDavid. 20th to Gavin Martin. 21st is going to see Johnny Antonucci. Jordan Berry in 22nd. Jeff Mayer in 23rd. Mike Whitaker 24th. 25th going to Butch Frazier. 26th being scored for Francois Pelletier. Joe Morganti being scored in 27th. Sean Weaver in 28th, 29th going to Brad Allison, Lonnie Barrington in 30th, Greg Napier in 31st, Hoot Baker Lonnie Barrington in 30th, Hoot Baker in 31st. Where am I? Greg
Napier.
I don't even know where I am anymore.
Greg Napier 32nd, Matt Burkhart 33rd, Kevin Paskwich a disappointing 34th for him, Mark Walker 35th, and John Napier unfortunately did not get out the blocks here tonight, and he finishes 36th and last on his return to the series. Well, that is going to do it for tonight, as we have had probably one of the more difficult races, but as I have said before, it's only upwards from here as we continue the season here in the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series. But for now, from myself, Sam Cooper Bennett, from my broadcast partner, Tony Trapasso, we're going to close this broadcast as we pay tribute once more to the man known as Fats Napier. Rest in peace.